The garden noticed you walking differently now. Your steps were softer, but steadier. Not cautious in fear, cautious in care. The path beneath you felt familiar again, even though it had changed many times before. Sunlight moved gently through the branches, not sharp, not demanding. Leaves shifted with quiet confidence, as if they knew exactly where they belonged. Nothing rushed you forward. Nothing held you back. Flowers stood tall in their own way, some fully open, others still unfolding. None of them compared themselves. None of them apologized for their pace. An orange cat walked beside you for a moment, then slightly ahead. It didn't look back for reassurance. It trusted that you were there. That trust felt warm, real. Here the garden didn't ask you to be perfect. It didn't ask you to be brave all the time. It only asked you to listen, to yourself. You paused, placing a hand on your chest, feeling your breath rise and fall. It was steady now, not forced, not shallow, just honest. The garden offered its quiet truth, spoken not in words but in feeling. You have survived your hardest moments. You have learned when to rest and when to move. You can trust yourself again, not because you all never struggle, but because you know how to care for yourself when you do. The breeze passed gently, brushing your shoulders like reassurance. The path continued forward, open and patient. You didn't have all the answers. You didn't need them. For the first time in a while, you trusted the one thing that mattered most, your own inner voice. And the garden, proud and quiet, walked with you. The garden was never just a place. It was a reminder. Flowers bloomed not to impress, but to teach patience. Each petal opened in its own time, showing that growth cannot be rushed and doesn't need permission. Birds filled the air with song, not because the world was perfect, but because life continues even after storms. Their voices reminded the heart that joy can return naturally, without being forced. Butterflies arrived softly, wings fragile yet brave. They showed the beauty of change, that transformation is not loss, but becoming. What once crawled learned how to fly. The trees stood quietly, offering shade and shelter. They asked for nothing, yet gave everything: rest, safety, grounding. Their roots whispered the truth. To grow upward, we must first feel supported below. Even the smallest insects had purpose. They pollinated, balanced, healed. Nothing here was wasted. Nothing existed without meaning. An orange cat watched it all calmly, moving among flowers and sunlight, trusting the harmony of the garden. It didn't question why things existed. It lived within them. The garden finally revealed its purpose to you. We need gardens because life can be heavy. We need flowers to remind us of beauty. We need birds to remind us of hope. We need butterflies to remind us that change can be gentle. We need nature to remind us who we are when the noise fades. The garden wasn't created to escape life. It was created to help us return to it, calmer, softer, stronger. And as you stood there breathing it all in, you understood. The garden exists because you exist, and healing deserves a place to grow. The garden no longer felt separate from you. You weren't just walking through it anymore. You belonged to it. Your breath moved with the breeze. Your steps matched the rhythm of the path. The quiet you once searched for outside now lived gently inside your chest. Flowers no longer felt like something to admire from a distance. Their patience mirrored your own. Their softness reminded you that strength does not need hardness to survive. Birds flew freely above, trusting the air to hold them. And for the first time, you trusted yourself the same way. Not perfectly, not fearlessly, but willingly. Butterflies passed close, wings brushing the light. They didn't stay long, and they didn't need to. Their presence was a reminder that moments don't have to last forever to matter. An orange cat rested nearby, completely at ease. It didn't try to control the garden. It didn't stand apart from it. It lived with it, fully, quietly, honestly. And then the garden offered its final truth for this chapter. Healing isn't about escaping life. It's about reconnecting with it. When you listen, when you breathe, when you allow, you become part of the garden too. You didn't need to hold on to this place. You didn't need to return every time. Because the garden had already done its work. Its calm lived in your breath. Its balance lived in your body. Its hope lived in your heart. You carried the garden with you now, and wherever you went next, peace would recognize you.